Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So, dear friends, your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. And bring your attention to your whole body and feel your whole body as one. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this evening to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also, think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, we relax our body step by step. So remember each and every breath when you inhale, take it slowly, deeply and gently. And when you exhale through your mouth, take and deeply, gently, slowly. So in the beginning, focus your mind to your right arm. And slowly, deeply and gently breathing to your right arm. And hold for a moment. Breathe out slowly, deeply and gently. And bring your attention to your left arm. Deeply, gently and slowly breathing to your left arm. Hold for a moment. And slowly release. Breathe out deeply, gently and slowly. And bring your attention to your back and spine. Deeply, gently and slowly breathing to your back muscles. Hold for a moment and breathe out slowly, deeply and gently. And breathing to your abdominal area, deeply, slowly, gently. Hold for a moment. And breathe out. And now your chest area. Slowly, deeply and gently breathing to your chest. And slowly, deeply, gently breathe out. And bring your attention to your right leg. Slowly, deeply and gently breathing to your right leg. And hold for a moment. Breathe out. Release all the air from your right leg. Bring your attention to your left leg. Slowly, deeply, gently breathing to your left. Hold it. And breathe out. Now your neck and your head area. Deeply, slowly and gently breathing to your neck and head area. Hold for a moment. And breathe out. Now breathing to your whole body, head to toes, each and every muscle should filled with air. Breathing deeply. Hold it. And breathe out. And again, deeply breathing to your whole body. Hold for a moment. Breathe out. Again, breathing to your whole body. And breathe out. One more time, head to toes, your whole body. Focus yourself and breathing deeply and gently. And hold for a moment. And breathe out. Now slowly focus your mind in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Just allow inhalation, exhalation to happen itself. Don't move your body. Have intentional, desirable attention towards your inhalation, exhalation. Very clearly separate, this is inhalation, this is exhalation. This is rising, this is falling. Like you seeing a river, like you see in the ocean, like you see the sky. Just you observe, just you watch. You're not going to involve with the object. the observer itself, you are the subject. So just be confident to be separate yourself from the breathing and just keep observe and recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. Recognize the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. This is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. Rising and falling. Just recognize it as it is. Some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. When it arises, when it falling, it happen in different ways. Don't have a judgment. Don't have a version yourself. Just observe and recognize. If any thought arise, don't keep follow that thoughts, just stay with the inhalation, exhalation. If there are any sensation arise in your body, don't go towards that. Stay with the inhalation, exhalation. In a deeper level, when you observe your inhalation, exhalation, there is nothing coming in or going out. Everything arising, falling in the same rhythm. You are just a drop of water in the ocean. You are not separate from this universe. Just observe very clearly the moment you experiencing. Can you see the change that happening moment by moment? Can you experience the change happening in your body? That everything moving like a current. There is nothing solid. Experience that change within yourself. Even the The consciousness you observe that change, also moment by moment changing. The recognizer also changing, recognition itself changing. Everything follow necessary conditions in this very moment. In this changing world, if you have any desire to hold, to keep, to be, itself, you start to develop a current, to develop the resistance. That is what called suffering. Without knowing the real nature of yourself, you hold into opposite side of it. So once you recognize the change, go with it, be with it. And recognize the selflessness. There is nothing belong to self. This is just a word. This body, this mind, this pain, this name has its own way. Your life is not your past or future. Your life is this very moment. So just settle down. Be happy. Be satisfied. Take a rest yourself. No journey. Just learn to stay with the moment. Even you become whoever in this universe, even in the past, even in the future. This is what you experience. Once you recognize this, you become completely satisfied. That satisfaction drop your collective nature, becoming nature, desire. Once you drop that, there is nothing to let go. When there is nothing to let go, there is nothing to resist. There is nothing come against, there is nothing to go against. That is where you become free from anger, jealousy, hatred, envy, and transform from samsara to nibbana. Like you end the journey, just drop your old baggage and everything. Accept the moment and settle down. It's like you came home. You complete the journey. Bring your attention to your body. Just experience this moment. You are so lucky to have this moment. Appreciate yourself. Pay your gratitude to your life. There are a lot of people in this world, they miss this moment. There are a lot of people go through anxiety, depression, helplessness, hopelessness. There are a lot of people have the fear, go through loneliness. There are a lot of people fighting with death and struggling with life, with this disease or the illness. So share your heart with them. May they come out of that struggle. May they come out of that fear, anxiety, depression. May they come out of that helplessness, hopelessness, loneliness. May they have the strength and courage and wisdom to go through the situation and find the peace and harmony within themselves. Not only them. Share this moment, share your heart with your loved ones, your dear near ones. Your beloved parents, husband, wife, children, friends and family members, brothers, sisters, your neighbors, the people in your village, in the city, state, country, all living beings in this world and universe. And not only that, as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars, let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. So mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Send it as a light step by step. Visualize yourself forward to your backside and to your left side, to your right side, downward and upward, to all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun spread the light, spread the energy. Without any condition, without any limitation, without any judgment or without any resistance. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, and it is Vesak full moon day today. It is good time for us to reflect ourselves and remind what the Buddha mentioned. And as his last word, appamadena sampadeta. So don't be late to cultivate your profitable skills. Don't be late to take out all your unprofitable skills. Don't be late to work towards the salvation or the liberation or the nibbana. Why? Because this body is belong to time. It is not belong to us. The moment by moment, second by second, this body go away from us. And you have set up appointment in the future to go to cemetery. And it will happen somehow. And no one can stop that. So before that appointment, going to be validate for you, going to call you. So yourself, you have a mission, you have a journey to fulfill. So that fulfillment is within your inner development, nothing with this outside world. So then every day take some time, focus yourself. And for that, it's like one of the thing is learn to be little bit calm down yourself and have some time yourself. And as a habit, learn to develop it. So practicing meditation like this is important and at the same time in day-to-day life. So yourself, you have to develop this separation method. So as you know, for physical, when you work out like 45 minutes, it is enough, mostly it is enough for 24 hours. So same like when you develop a good samadhi, when you develop good tranquility state every day, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So if you can go for 1 hour, that is averagely that is good. But sometimes everyone cannot do that. But somehow if you start to do that, and you will see the result within yourself, how that clarity develop inside you. Why? Because always with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, we always bringing things to inside us, knowingly or unknowingly. Always it's the information pouring to inside us, which is mostly unnecessary information for us. And we use cell phones, we use internet, we use YouTube, we use this all the media, that everything, even just not the very limited information, everything nowadays pouring to our head. So then you have to be more careful than any other time. The very important thing today with this Vesak day, remember yourself, have an agenda yourself, personally, to develop your spirituality, cultivate your spirituality, have an agenda. If you don't have an agenda, you know what will happen? Someone else agenda going to overtake your life. So then remember, once you have an agenda yourself, once you have a purpose yourself, once you have a spiritual journey yourself, someone else not going to overtake it. Otherwise, it naturally happen. So then always look yourself and be careful yourself and watch yourself every day. What is the spiritual purpose? Where your life won't end? So be with it and work for that. So have an agenda, and otherwise someone else agenda going to take your life. So that is the first lesson. Another one is learn to be separate. When you become separate, you become powerful, you become strong. So for that, I bring you an analogy with the milk and the water. When you take 2 glasses, pour the milk to one glass and pour the water to another glass. And then you take another 3rd glass and put the milk and the water both from these 2 glasses, and you will see it mix very easily. No resistance. And you even don't see any difference. So our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, always this connecting, mixing with this outside world. That is that journey itself called samsara. So your subject and the object, this both, and is moving like a circle. And your consciousness, deeper your awareness, arise because of the information, and information arise because of the awareness. So it's like that. Once it becomes a circle, and we cannot recognize what is the end, what is the beginning. So that is what happening to us. So then what you have to do? Start to find a moment to be separate. So if I go back to the milk and the water. So once you put the milk to the water, it mix. You cannot find the separation. But how about you separate, you slowly start to separate water from milk. And then in the first level, you get the yogurt. And again, you separate that yogurt and the water from that milk. Then you create the butter. Once the completely 100% water take out from the milk, it become butter. And if you take the butter and put it to the water, it never going to mix. It doesn't matter how powerful the water, the butter going to be on the surface level. So same like When you able to, when you how strong you can be separate from this outside world, and how much you can get into the tranquility state and stay solid little bit yourself, and without getting disturbed. This separation mean not just closing your eyes yourself, you hiding somehow, you go to closet and you shut down everything. You go to your room and lock your room and stay silent. That is not being separation. The separation means you have a moment without getting disturbed from life. You not get disturbed from outside world. Even just imagine 100 people around you, and even at home, children and other, somebody watching TV and somebody cooking and somebody talking over the phone, and it's kind of like a huge that the the carnival. So in the middle of that, how you can be separate? It doesn't matter whatever the other people do. Of course, they have to do things because you practicing meditation, you want to observe the silence. Why other people need to be silent like that? No, they have to follow their things. But yourself, once you able to decide not to get disturbed out of others, that is the real silence. That is the real separation. Otherwise, don't misunderstand. Being separation means you stay away physically from somebody else or something else. No, you develop a method not to get disturbed from the outside world. And once you become like that, you become like the butter. The water cannot take you down. So once you have that, your mind become more sharp and clear. You don't get disturbed from out of the other information. Look at the world nowadays, what is happening. A lot of people have the fear, anxiety, depression because of the information they get, not the disease they have. No, the information can disturb you. So then yourself, remember, if you don't get disturbed from out of the information, you have the peace, calmness, and tranquility state. So that is the second step. The very first step, you have to have an agenda yourself. You have to have a plan yourself. You have to have a schedule yourself. You can apply it to your physical life or your spiritual life. The second thing is learn to be separate. That means develop a method not to get disturbed from outside. Remember the analogy, water and the milk. So once the milk take the water take out from the milk, it become butter. Once it become a butter, the water cannot mix it. So the third one, don't be late. That is the Buddha's last word. Appamadena sampadeta. Don't be late. So whatever we do, that is the important. Why? Because this late can take you away from the life. 1 second that, as I mentioned from the beginning, you have an appointment to your death in the future. It will arise at any time. And someone, this is the last night. And for some people, tomorrow is the last morning they're going to experience. So it can be me or you. So, but anyhow, if you are able to recognize in this very moment what is the most important thing for you, what is the most profitable thing for you, and go for it and finish it. And that way, you develop a life to stay with always the most profitable things in the moment. So there was that bee, that the bee has a nature, these honeybees, and sometimes they can fly far away, and at the same time they have a nature to be late. So that's why most of bees dies. When the bee go to lotus flower, that is where most of the bees end the life, and they are not going to way back. Why? Because when the bee goes to the lotus and it start to to enjoy the taking the suck the all the honey from it. And while it enjoying what is happening, the sun start to go down. When the sun go down, what is happening? Lotus start to close, little by little. What the bees think? Little bit more, little bit more, little bit more. And then keep the sun go down and the lotus keep closing. Little bit more. And have you seen sometimes, and when you watch movies, when they go for a plan, and sometimes when the greediness arises, and one person say, let's take little bit more, that ruins the complete plan. Sometimes I have seen that. When I see that situation, I remember this story about the honeybee, how they get trapped in lotus. And it happened to same within ourselves. It is natural. That's why you see most of time in movies, people have a plan and they go it, and while that it is already almost successful, and somebody start to become late, and then everything finish. It happened to you also. And that's why 2500 years ago, 564 years ago, the Buddha, same like today, and the remind to entire humanity, if you look for your freedom, if you look for your salvation, if you look for your understanding, if you look for your liberation, and remember one thing, don't be late to do the right things. Maybe it is in front of you, you see this is the right things to do in this moment, do it. Why? Because otherwise, sometimes the very next moment going to take you out of the situation, and you will never see the truth in your life anymore. You will never see that path anymore. You will never see that door to work toward your freedom. You will never catch that it back. And this is samsaric journey, and keep happening. So even though you enjoy this world, nothing wrong with that. But remember, when the necessary moment comes, let it go. And don't trap like the honeybee inside the lotus. Everything good, but when the sun go down, naturally it close, it get trapped, and by the morning, it died. So ourselves in day-to-day life, you always remember that whatever you do, and move forward, never get stuck. Whatever situation comes, whatever you have to let go, just move forward. Otherwise, sometimes it's going to be your last moment. Why? In real life, you don't get a second chance. Remember that. It is a myth. It's a kind of like a secret key, an art of war. And it always saying, you don't get a second chance in life. In philosophy, in spirituality, the same. That's why when you become accurate, when you become sharp, when you become clear with the moment, you don't look for another second moment. You give your best and you get the best out of it, and you put your maximum effort. You done it. So that's how you have to develop inside you. So that is the third quality you have to develop. Don't be late. So the first quality, as I remind you, that from the beginning to now, have an agenda yourself and learn to be separate. That's mean don't get disturbed from outside. And the third one, don't be late. It doesn't matter whatever situation comes. You enjoy your lives, nothing wrong with, but learn to keep moving. Learn to keep moving. The fourth quality you have to remember, when we look at the Buddha's life, when we remind his teachings like today, he never saw a king or beggar. He never saw a queen or a beggar. He never saw a rich person or poor person. He never saw bad person or good person. Remember, he just saw only human heart. Have yourself to see a human in front of you. Don't see your wife. Don't see your husband. Don't see your child. Don't see your parents. Don't see your brothers, sisters. Don't see your friends. Just learn to see a human. You will see it is so beautiful than your husband, wife, children, your parents, or whatever the identity you put on them. So that is where you come out of your illusion and develop the connection. That connection itself will uplift you to become a more better person. So with that, I wish upon everyone, with this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. May everyone stay healthy and safe, and finally may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbitiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata ca ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang ආසවක්කයා වං හෝතු සබ්බ දුක්ඛා පමුංචතු. Bless you.